Well, okay, exciting times. We're up for a national award, first time ever. Hilton Hotel.
Yes,
in
it's
Mayfair.
The Negotiator Awards for the Negotiator magazine at, yes, like you said, Hilton Mayfair. That is on the 3rd of November, black tie event. We're all very excited.
And we're finalists.
Yes, shortlisted for the Community Champion of the Year award.
Yeah, so we're all very delighted about that, and thanks to a lot of people in the community as well, we're there. So great news, and should be a really exciting evening. Yeah. Also, Zoopla, that was interesting to look at the last quarter and find that we're ranking #1 in terms of market share.
Yes, yeah.
Again, says a lot for the team.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, the figures have come in recently. You can find them online if you did want to look for yourself. But yes, we are the market leaders above all competitors in the SW16 area. So yes, great news for us.
Especially interesting looking at the competition in terms of the large corporates as well.
Yes.
Who one might imagine would have a larger market share, given they have corporate client departments to get repossessions and the like.
Exactly.
But still, people are seeing the independence, maybe a customer service, hopefully a bit of everything. A lot of our reviews, I think, are coming across quite positively to people, which is nice. Yes,
definitely. I mean, if you did want to check out any of the reviews, it's on all agents, and I think we've got about 50, coming up to 50 now. So, yeah.
More than any other agent in SW16 for
yes,
sure. And if you Google us, you'll find exactly the same thing. If you look at reviews on Google, so that's good news. And I wanted to talk about the sales market in general, Kit, because a lot of people are asking me. I'm finding it's a funny time of year in that we've got a lot of people call through and say, I'm on the market, nothing's happening, what should I do? Well, if you're on the market and nothing's happening at this time of year, you need to be really careful, because if you go into December and you're still unsold, really, in my view, you're wasting your time, because you want to be off the market. You don't want to be that instruction that was on the market last year and remains on the market.
Yeah.
This was on the market last year. Because of the way people look these days on the internet, you become very old very quickly. When they're scrolling through those lists of property on Rightmove or Zoopla, they're seeing you, if they're serious about looking, possibly every day.
Yes.
Within a week, they're discounting you.
Yeah.
And that's why I think a lot of agents, they don't take a fresh approach. Then maybe, refresh the photographs, maybe look at price. If the price point is too high, because if the price isn't right, then clearly you're not going to get the level of take-up that you should. But we're finding generally that things at the right price point are selling quite quickly.
Yeah, I was about to come on to price and mention that, and you were exactly right. If you're not at the right price, nothing's going to happen in terms of... As we mentioned earlier in our previous video, that was the September window.
Yep.
That window is definitely still open if you are looking to come on the market at this time, but you do need to be realistic if you are looking to come on the market.
And quick. Exactly. Unless you're desperate for a sale, our best advice may well be, we say to you, because we always talk about this funnel, Kit, that we, in order to get the best price, we want to cram as many buyers in the top as possible.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, the maximum audience comes at the best time of year.
Yes.
And as the winter months come on, it's cold, wet. Families don't want to come out, they want to have their Christmas rather than think about selling. So I do think that you either need to think about it extremely quickly and have a very short window of marketing. Yeah. And I think we're one of the few agents that would recommend possibly that you come off the market rather than have that switch over. I've been to many valuations where I've said to the client, look, I think in your case, even if you do sell, there's another problem. At this time of year, there's not much out there to buy.
Yes.
And therefore, it can be the wrong time.
Exactly.
Springtime, when there's more available, can be a better time because you have better options on choice as well.
Yeah, and that's the prime window in terms of selling for the year.
Definitely. Now, I wanted to talk about the vilification of landlords, because Jeremy Corbyn has made a speech which involves, what are you going to do about these terrible landlords? And I think we need to put the record straight in terms of who the average landlord is, because it appears to me that this, we seem to be the most hated now, landlords, and it's not right, it's not fair. I'll take a typical example of a young man with his family that wants to invest locally, maybe spends 250, 300,000 on a small flat, rents it out. Probably, if he's asking, the maximum rent is breaking even, or even maybe slightly in a loss, and then has the guts to do that. And then people will say, the rent he's asking is ridiculous, it's greedy. Yeah. Well, actually it's not, because it's what he needs to fund his mortgage. It's not the landlord's fault.
Yeah.
And why then is it wrong if that person having the guts and foresight to do that now, 5-10 years from now, is making a profit because the market suggests that the rents will be higher by then?
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say, in terms of, we see everyday landlords all the time, and we know that a lot of rents don't cover or just about cover mortgage repayments.
Exactly.
And a lot of landlords do struggle for the first couple of years.
Yeah.
But that being said, they are just ordinary people. We do get normal people who have worked all their lives and either looking for some form of pension, as we came on to grandlords in our previous video.
Yeah, it's a big thing now.
And why not is what we would say.
Absolutely. You know, some people say to me, well, you know, I want to make sure that my children can go to a private school perhaps, or that I can be looked after in retirement. You know, why not invest in property to do those things? And why do you have to become the evil of society just because you've done it? And I think the reason that politicians are so quick to push that button is that they don't have the correct solutions. You know, when you're selling off housing association property and not replacing it, you know, for me, this is an absolute travesty. This should never happen. You know, in the end, you need to replace stock, you need to build more, and to just blame landlords. I mean, if landlords weren't there, what would happen? Supply would dry up. What would it do to rents? Rents would be even higher. So, you know, it's not the landlord's fault, it's a market like any other. And if the market dictates that rents are a certain level, then yes, some landlords will take advantage of that. It is a business. But conversely, if the private market wasn't there, the government doesn't have the provision to put people in anyway. So I think, you know, without that supply, actually rents would no doubt go up again. But I think it's very important that people don't feel that, you know, the evil thing to do is to buy a property to let out. It's the sensible thing to do for your family in the medium to long term, in my view. Yeah,
I agree, and I think that the key point there is about the supply. And without supply, obviously, the demand increases and price increases. It's economics, it's basic, but no, I don't believe that landlords are to be seen to be at fault for that. They don't control the market.
I think also, just going back to the Negotiator Awards, the next video we'll do will be post the ceremony. I mean, obviously, there are only 8 companies in the whole country that have been nominated for this award. We're finalists. For me, that's great, it's good enough. If it were to get even better and we were to be a winner, then that's even better. But I don't suspect that that will happen, because it's you know, there's so much good competition out there, and so many people that, you know, really do look after their local community in various ways. But just to be there, we're very proud and excited, and it'd be nice to report back and say what's gone on.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
All right. Thank you, Kit.